My friends, beloved of God, we are living in times that are not just days. They are prophetic moments. Time is not just ticking. It is declaring. It is not merely passing. It is proclaiming. And so I ask you, what are you doing with your time? For the sands of your life are sacred. The moments you hold are not accidents. They are appointments. The question is not how much time you have, but what you do with what you have. For the mystery is this: you don't need more time. You need to awaken the time you already have. Time is a gift, yes, but not merely a gift in the way the world defines it. It is not just a block on your calendar or a number on a watch. No, time is far more mysterious, far more sacred. Time is a asterisk gift from eternity asterisk. It is not born of man, but of God. It flows not from the clocks of earth, but from the throne of heaven. Every breath you take, every heartbeat in your chest, is a divine whisper that you are still on assignment. You are not owed this moment. You did not earn this day. It was granted to you, not by merit, not by chance, but by mercy. Time was birthed when God said, "Let there be light." Before there was morning and evening, before there were seasons or days, there was only eternity. But then God split eternity into moments so that we could live within them, so that we could walk through time with purpose and with Him. And so, each second that ticks is not just passing. It is being poured out from the eternal realm into your hands like drops of oil. Sacred, holy, meant to be used for something greater than survival. We often say, "I don't have time." But in truth, time is not something we have. It is something we are entrusted with. God gives you time not for your convenience, but for His calling. Not for you to waste, but to invest. Not to merely exist within, but to redeem. When the psalmist cried out, "Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom," he wasn't asking God for a calendar. He was asking for asterisk revelation. Asterisk because when you realize that time is limited, you begin to see that time is precious. When you realize it can run out, you stop taking it for granted. And when you realize it's from God, you begin to use it as God intended. So what does it mean to truly honor time as a gift from eternity? It means you stop treating it as cheap. You stop waiting for the perfect time and start living in obedience asterisk now. It means you stop filling it with what doesn't matter and begin sowing it into what will last forever. It means your time is no longer your own. It is asterisk asterisk offered back asterisk to the one who gave it. The truth is, we do not measure time by clocks. We measure it by eternity. One moment in the presence of God can do more than 1,000 days elsewhere. One choice to walk in obedience can echo through generations. 1 hour spent in surrender can unlock a lifetime of destiny. So live not as though you are merely surviving another day, but as if each moment carries the fingerprints of heaven, because it does. The day will come when your time will be finished, but if you've lived well, if you've honored the time you were given, you won't be afraid. Because when the time of this life ends, asterisk eternity begins again. Asterisk and the time you spent in Him will become the time you dwell with Him forever. There is a silent assassin in our generation, not always loud, not always obvious, but lethal. It does not wear the mask of evil. It does not march into your life with threat or thunder. No, it enters subtly, quietly, almost gently. It comes in the form of notifications, in the endless scrolling of your thumb, in the noise that never stops. It wears the disguise of entertainment, of busyness, of just taking a break. But what it is, what it truly is asterisk distraction, and if you do not master it, it will master you. If you do not confront it, it will consume you. And in the end, it will not simply waste your time. It will asterisk asterisk kill your destiny. Asterisk, the enemy of your soul, knows that if he cannot defile you, he will asterisk distract asterisk you. He doesn't always need to tempt you into sin. He just needs to keep your eyes off your purpose. He doesn't always need to lure you into rebellion. He just needs to make sure you are so busy, so overstimulated, so tangled in the noise of the world, that you never stop to hear the whisper of God, because when you're distracted, you're disconnected, and when you're disconnected, you are vulnerable, aimless, wandering far from the path of your calling without even realizing you've strayed. Distraction is more dangerous than delay. Because delay you recognize, but distraction fools you. It feels like you're doing something, feels like you're moving, engaging, responding, working. But in the spirit, you're standing still or drifting in the wrong direction. You can live your whole life distracted and still believe you're being productive. And that is one of the greatest tragedies, not failure, but success in things that asterisk do not matter. Asterisk, the scriptures tell us in Ephesians to walk circumspectly, not as fools but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Redeeming the time means buying it back, rescuing it from lesser things. It means every time you allow your focus to be diverted, your passion diluted, your attention scattered, you're allowing part of your calling to be siphoned off, piece by piece, breath by breath. You are not called to be a slave to the scroll, to spend your life reacting to the world rather than building what God has called you to build. You were not designed to live with your eyes always on the glow of a screen and your heart disconnected from the fire of heaven. No, your destiny is too great, your purpose too costly, your time too sacred. There is a calling on your life that will require your full attention. There are dreams God has planted in you that will only grow when you silence the noise. There are divine appointments you will miss if you're too busy checking in with the world and not checking in with the Spirit. You must be ruthless with distraction. You must declare war on the things that steal your focus, but give you nothing in return. You must guard your mind, your heart, your minutes, because what you allow in will shape who you become. So if you want to step into the fullness of what God has for you, you must kill distraction before it kills your destiny. Set your face like flint, turn off the noise, say no to what is good, so you can say yes to what is asterisk, God asterisk. Be still, not just in body, but in spirit, and know that He is God. Because only in that stillness, only in that focus, only in that deep, undistracted surrender, can destiny be born, purpose be fulfilled, and eternity be touched. There is a principle woven into the very fabric of creation, a divine mystery hidden in plain sight. When you discover your purpose, asterisk, time begins to multiply asterisk. It does not multiply in hours, but in impact. It does not add minutes to your life, but it adds meaning to your moments. When you walk in purpose, you enter into a flow that is no longer bound by the limitations of time as the world knows it. You move in alignment with eternity. What would take others years can happen in days. What would drain others fills you with fire, because purpose is not a burden. It is a key, and that key unlocks time itself. Without purpose, time becomes heavy. Days feel long, but lives feel short. People wander not because they lack energy, but because they lack direction. They are constantly busy, but never fulfilled. Always moving, never arriving. Always doing, rarely becoming. But when you find your purpose, the fog lifts. Your yes becomes clear. Your no becomes stronger. Your choices narrow not because you're losing freedom, but because you've found focus, and in that focus you find acceleration. Purpose redeems what distraction steals. It gathers what the world scatters. It turns ordinary time into holy time, Kairos time, time that is not just measured by clocks, but by asterisk, kingdom, consequence, asterisk. When Moses fled into the wilderness, it looked like 40 years of delay. But in God's economy, those were years of purpose, years preparing a man to deliver a nation. When David was tending sheep in the fields, the world saw a boy wasting time, but God saw a king being shaped. The moment purpose entered David's life, time began to bend, battles were won, songs were written, kingdoms were shifted. Your life is not defined by how long you live, but by how deeply you live in what you were created to do. A moment in purpose carries more weight than a year without it. You could have one conversation in your calling that changes someone's eternity. You could write one line, take one step, obey one instruction, and it could ripple through generations. That is what purpose does. It makes time eternal. It makes time count, and the enemy knows this. That's why his greatest strategy isn't just to tempt you to sin. It's to keep you from discovering your purpose. Because a person in sin can be redeemed, but a person who never finds their purpose lives without direction and dies without impact. But when you find your purpose, you become dangerous, you become focused. You stop entertaining distractions. You stop trying to be everything to everyone and start becoming what God destined you to be. So if you feel like you're running out of time, maybe what you need isn't more hours, it's more purpose. Maybe you don't need to slow down or speed up. You need to line up with heaven's design for your life. Because in that alignment, time stretches. In that surrender, the wasted years are restored. The broken seasons are redeemed. And the future becomes full of divine possibility. Purpose doesn't just make life meaningful. It makes time miraculous. And when you live in purpose, your days may still pass, but they will never be empty. Every second will count for something eternal. Every breath will echo in heaven. Every step will lead you closer to the reason you were born. Time is not just something we have. It is a currency, a sacred currency given to us by the Creator Himself. But unlike money, which we can save or spend frivolously, time cannot be stored, saved for later, or borrowed from the future. Once a moment passes, it is gone forever, spent, lost, or invested. This is the profound truth that often escapes us in the rush of daily life. Time is the currency of eternity. Every second you live, every choice you make with that second, is a transaction with forever. When Jesus said, "As long as it is day, we must do the works of him who sent me," night is coming when no one can work. He wasn't merely giving a poetic picture, he was giving a warning. There is a limit to our opportunity, a closing window. The daylight of your life is your time to act, to build, to love, to serve, to live with intention. The night will come when this opportunity is gone, and no amount of regret or wishful thinking can buy it back. How then should we spend this currency? Should we waste it on fleeting pleasures, distractions, or pursuits that do not honor the divine purpose? Should we give away our hours to things that drain us, distract us, or leave us empty? No, to spend time wisely is to understand the weight of each moment, to treat it with reverence, and to invest it in what will echo beyond the grave. When you choose to spend your time on what matters, on relationships, on growth, on serving others, on pursuing truth, you are making deposits into eternity's bank. You are building treasures not on earth, but in heaven. This is what the Bible means when it warns against storing up treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, but encourages us to store treasures in heaven, where nothing can corrupt or take away. Each day you awake, you receive a fixed amount of this precious currency. And how you spend it is a reflection of what you truly value. Are you spending your time chasing what fades or investing in what lasts? Are you squandering moments on bitterness, worry, or regret? Or are you choosing forgiveness, faith, and hope? Are you using your time to grow closer to God and fulfill His calling on your life? Or are you caught in the busyness that leads nowhere? Remember, time spent in the presence of God, in prayer and worship, is never wasted. Time used to love and serve others is never wasted. Time given to develop your gifts, to pursue justice, to spread hope. This is the investment that yields eternal returns. Do not be deceived. The way you spend your time today determines the legacy you leave tomorrow. It determines not just what your life looks like now, but what it means forever. So guard this currency zealously. Be intentional. Be wise. Do not fritter away the moments you have been given, because in the economy of God, time is the most valuable currency there is, and how you spend it is how you will be measured for all eternity. Too often, we find ourselves caught in a battle with time, either longing for the past or anxiously awaiting the future. We carry the weight of yesterday's regrets, or we are consumed by the fear of what tomorrow might bring. But in this struggle, we lose the most powerful secret to redeeming time, to live fully in the now. The present moment is not just a fleeting point between past and future. It is holy ground where eternity touches our lives. It is the place where God meets us, where destiny is shaped, and where true redemption of time begins. The past is a shadow, sometimes heavy, sometimes haunting. It can chain us in guilt, sorrow, or missed opportunities. But the past no longer holds power over you unless you give it that power. It cannot be changed, only learned from. To live in the now means releasing the past, forgiving what needs to be forgiven, and stepping forward without dragging old burdens behind you. The future is a mist, uncertain, unknown, sometimes overwhelming in its possibilities. It can trap us in anxiety, fear, or false hopes. But the future is not your responsibility to control. It is a promise to trust. To live in the now means surrendering the need to predict or manipulate what's to come, and instead planting your feet firmly on the ground God has given you today. When Jesus said, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest," he was inviting us into the peace of the present moment. This is where grace flows, here and now, not in the past you cannot undo, nor the future you cannot foresee. The secret of redeeming time is to stop running after what was or what might be, and to start living fully in what is. Living in the now means embracing the gifts of today. It means listening to the whisper of the Spirit in this very moment. It means choosing obedience over delay, faith over fear, gratitude over regret. When you do this, time no longer slips through your fingers like sand. It becomes a river flowing with purpose, carrying you toward your destiny. The Bible teaches us that this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Every day is a new creation, a new opportunity. It is not a rehearsal for life. It is life itself. To live in the now is to live awake, alive, aware that this moment is a sacred gift from God. So stop waiting for a better time. Stop postponing joy, obedience, or healing until circumstances change. Stop living in a tomorrow that may never come. Your life is happening right now. Your purpose, your calling, your destiny is unfolding in this very breath. To redeem time is to claim this moment as your own, to invest it with meaning, to fill it with love. When you live in the now, time is no longer your enemy. It becomes your ally. The seconds, minutes, and hours become not lost moments, but stones laid carefully in the path toward eternity. And one day, when your time on earth is complete, you will stand before God not with regret, but with joy, because you lived in the now, and in doing so, you redeemed your time and fulfilled your destiny. So, rise up, child of God, take hold of the hours, sanctify your mornings, redeem your nights, waste no more. Let every second be sown into the soil of eternity. And when your time is done, may it be said, you did not just pass through time, time passed through you. Transformed, amen.